This is one of the toughest arguments to deal with. Why is there suffering or evil? The atheist would say, look, the God, the infinite God that you define, now they're only talking about the infinite God. They're not talking about the super design intellect. They're not talking about creator. They're talking about the infinite God is omni-benevolent, omni-merciful. If that's the case, and omni-powerful too, if that's the case, why is there evil and suffering in the world? An infinitely benevolent God is incompatible with one who allows suffering and evil. If that's the case, then he'd say, your God cannot exist, okay? You have got two omnis that conflict with each other and cannot exist. Now, the theist can come up with different answers, and they're different answers depending on which faith you belong to. And I'll try and give you the answers that different faiths might present. The Christian faith would, one argument they would present is the free will argument. If we have free will, the free will gives us choices in what we do. We can do good and we can do bad. As a consequence, that necessitates the possibility of bad, possibility of evil. They add, the infinite God is not the author of the evil, but by virtue of the fact that we have free will, we necessarily can have evil. We can have suffering. The problem is that the atheist would come back very quickly with a good retort. But what about natural disasters, such as tsunami, such as 9/11, such as a kid who has cancer? Where does free will come in? How can you say that's got anything to do with free will? The theist's answer would be, can be captured by the two words overall good. But I'll tell you how each of the faiths responds to that. If you buy an infinite God, and if you buy an afterlife, if you buy the afterlife, if the atheist is saying, okay, I'll buy your God, I'll buy your afterlife, but I see a contradiction. Okay, good. So if you buy the afterlife, then you can show an overall balance. Buddhism would appeal to karma. Hinduism would appeal to karma and samatva. Karma, I know you have all heard about. Samatva, you might not have, so I'll explain samatva. Samatva, it means equality. It means that if a person has been given everything, and everything is running rosy, you're a prince, and you got servants all over the place, and nothing is wrong. Some dose of suffering will bring, it's going to be a reality check which will help you to grow in an upward direction. Okay? That's the concept of equality. The Christian, as well as the Islam belief, they both believe in heaven, could also respond that the greater good comes about, the suffering in this life is offset by rewards that you get in heaven. Islam would say these sufferings that you have here are tests, and if you do well in those tests, you get a better reward in heaven. The Catholic might say that if you suffer here, then you may have a smaller dose of purgatory in heaven, or a better view of God in heaven. So if you buy an afterlife, the overall good, overall meaning considering this life and the next life, becomes an answer. It's a soft argument which can go either way, and it can swing a person to one side or the other. Before I started this chart, I said that this is probably the most difficult question to address satisfactorily for theists. Not that they don't have any answers, but it's a difficult topic to address, and we need to grant that people will have difficulty with the kinds of answers we provide.